It's the final morning in Mara, and we're all about to head out on another game drive to
I'm looking for you out there.
To Lewa. Well, actually, we're going to be going to Lewa, but first we're going to do another game drive through the. Bye-bye, guys.
Because, like, I've only FaceTime with my boss, and if it's something wrong with the internet,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Thank you very much.
Thanks for everything.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
People cooking all the food.
On our final game drive.
Don't you know they're starting their vacation now?
Yeah.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Close up shop.
Do another game drive. We're heading directly into a herd of Cape buffaloes, one of the most dangerous animals in all of Africa. And they're all staring us down like, what are you doing here?
I'm going to call you Hemingway from now on.
I mean, look at this guy. He's like challenging us. Oh, goodness. Day 5, Mara, Kenya. Dear Journal, it is the final day at the Masai Mara, and that calls for one more morning game drive. Right off the bat, we're in the middle of another big buffalo herd. And as per usual, they don't seem to be fazed by us being in a close proximity to them. They just stare us down with those really scary looking horns that they have. But they most often seem generally relaxed, lying around in the soft grass. We arrived just in time for the morning defecation. How wonderful.
Getting that on film again?
Come on, that's nature. Taking the morning dump.
Yes.
Oh, come on. Really? They're all starting to poop.
They just woke up.
Yeah. Have to clear it out.
Okay,
That's how they feel about us
We
watching.
can't lay back down here for a while. Let's move on.
George, just let one go. I believe.
Damn, we should have those beasts for dinner last night.
Then we ventured around seeing all sorts of animals, including ostriches, guinea fowl, a hyrax who was friends with some agama lizards, wildebeest, impala, gazelle, hyenas, a cool-looking secretary bird who was stomping at the ground for a possible snack to eat, and of course, what's a safari in the Masai Mara without the inclusion of those antelopes that we see literally everywhere, topies. You know, I'm just gonna call this place Topi Central from now on, because there are just so many always roaming around everywhere, as well as just running around and sparring. This is why I love Woodstock. They're so charismatic. After photographing a saddle-billed stork, our plane buzzed us, signifying that we were close to the airstrip, as well as close to the end of our time here in the magnificent Masai Mara. Our plane has already landed by the time we arrived there, and I feel sad to leave such a beautiful place, but excited to head to another at the same time. Who knows what we'll find at Lewa? Probably more than we can ever imagine.
Yeah.
Well, we liked that one because Diamond,
About to take off again, heading to Lewa.
the Diamond Stars were originally glider planes. And so
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's George.
Hi, George.
Flight to Lewa. We're going in a northeasterly direction. There's cloud cover pretty much most of the way, but nothing bumpy or anything. And Lewa was clear in the morning. Should be clear when we get in there. Flight time will be about an hour 10. And if you need water in flight,
Perfect.
it's in the canvas cooler.
Alright.
Seatbelts are on
Yep.
Yeah.
and strapped in.
Them out.
Okay, cool.
Goes back to
Yeah. Alright.
you know. My husband really because the weight stuff is extra. So Kyle always well, the four of us never shared
As we taxi down the runway, we can see animals way off in the distance about several meters out. And of course, it's another herd of topies. I think I'm gonna miss seeing the topies all the time. They sort of grown on me these past few days. I think I'm also going to miss seeing the scattered green lush trees everywhere, and just the general environment of the Masai Mara itself. But from one land to another land, another adventure awaits us all. Straight to the horizon we fly. After about an hour of flying over the beautiful African countryside, we finally made it to the Lewa Conservancy. And I can already see that Lewa is vastly different compared to Masai Mara. Much more dry and arid looking, but still an incredibly beautiful land nonetheless. As we board off the plane, we meet the welcoming committee. Sounds like some old friends have been reunited after a long while. I can already tell we're going to be making some great acquaintances here with our guides. Alright, so here we are in Lewa. What's the full name? Lewa Conservancy.
Yeah. Lewa Conservancy.
Wow. Really cool environment. Wow, so these are 3-seaters this time. These are 3-seaters. Well, in each row, 3 seats. Actually, no, at the back row is only 3 seats, but that's pretty cool. Oh, so we can put bags in this. I then realized that my friend Mark here is actually great friends with the 2 guides that helped us off the plane from a previous trip about 3 years ago.
Are you still playing volleyball? Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Play volleyball?
It's where with the net and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
We'll try that maybe one of the days, huh?
Yeah.
If I remember, you had 2 children. Yeah, now I have 3. Congratulations. How old? I have 4 months old. A new one.
As our plane banked towards us as it took off in a goodbye, we then got a quick briefing about the history of Lewa itself from our guide Festus. What a daredevil.
We have Daniel, so we'll be your guides for the just to give you a little brief about Lewa. We were supposed to go to that little house, but it seems everybody's excited to see something on the way. So just to give you a little briefing about Lewa. Lewa basically started in early 1980s. Before that, it was a cattle ranch. They had lots and lots of cows here. So there was a lady by the name Anamat. Unfortunately, she passed out a few years ago. But of course, her legacy always remains with us. And she brought the idea of changing the place from a cattle ranch into a rhino sanctuary. And they started with very, very few rhinos. And now we are talking of a population of about 130 rhinos. Wow. Which has been very, very good. But of course, we've had challenges. We've had big problems with poaching. We've lost some of our rhinos through poaching. It's a big problem. But for the last 2.5 years, we've been very successful because we've lost none of our rhinos. So we have a great security team that we have about 150 rangers. We also have an anti-poaching unit that, they work at night just to make sure that the place is safe. We also have a biplane, and we also have a small chopper that do surveillance on every day. So they will go around in the mornings and the evenings just to make sure that rhinos are safe. So Lewa is 62,000 acres, and the whole of it is electrically fenced. But we have different animal corridors whereby animals can move in and outside the property. But we don't allow the rhinos to go outside. And what we do in these corridors, they'll put rocks into a certain level. And because rhinos have very short legs, they're poor climbers, they're not able to access the other side. But everybody else, the elephants, giraffes, the cats, can move in and outside of the property in search of greener pastures. There's a northern corridor on the other side, so they can go to Samburu National Reserve. There's an underpass in the south. We're going to visit the underpass, and vehicles go over, and these elephants actually cross over to the other side. They go to the slopes of Mount Kenya in search of greener pastures. This underpass was constructed about 3 years ago, and after it was finished, only like 4 days after that, elephants, baboons, everybody started moving around. We had a bull elephant who used to break the fence in that specific area, so that made us know that this is the right place to actually put the corridor. And it was very successful, and everybody's happy. The elephants are happy. So we also work with the communities around. We have different communities, like 4 or 5 different communities that surrounds Lewa. And Lewa works hand in hand with these communities. They help us in different ways, and also Lewa supports these communities in different ways. We have like 16 different schools that Lewa supports. We have like 3 clinics, community clinics, so people can get medical attention and all that. Of course, we're going to visit some of the projects, and we'll have people who will give you more information about it. We're going to visit the security part of it. We're going to visit the schools. We're going to visit the water project. So you'll have people that will give you more information on this. Otherwise, if there's no question, I think we are ready to rumble.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right.
Bye-bye. Wow, that's so beautiful. Through an acacia forest and over a bridge, we encountered a large herd of elephants grazing. There were several babies with their mothers. Makes me really happy to see how successful they are as an endangered species. They're like dwarfed by the trees themselves.
They are dark because of the black cotton soil. They're one on now.
We thought of these guys as the rest of our welcoming committee, greeting us to the land of Lewa.
But you know the males emit that in a particular time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Of the year.
The musk.
Musk.
That baby.
It's so tiny. It's dirty little
Oh,
look at the trunk. Oh, I can't get enough of the trunk. Oh. It's like a tiny child with their tiny fingers that, you know, it takes the whole fist to wrap around your fingers.
And that one.
yeah, that one is.
The mother's smart. She wants to go over the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Wow.
Good video. Look at them all walking.
And they'll go in single file because it's just too adorable.
Let's have a look out there.
Oh, wow. They are so quiet for such gigantic animals. The elephants then decided to cross the bridge that we just went over, and it was a very unusual sight to see. And being that the other caravan behind us was there, they were unsure of crossing the bridge at first. So she's just waiting to make sure everything's okay? Mm-hmm. Ah, I see. Who's that one with the crooked tusks? Like one's growing lower than the other. That big one with the two tusks at different levels.
Yeah, if you look at the tip of the left hand side tusk,
Mm-hmm.
as a group.
Yep.
That's how they strip their back.
Oh, wow.
She doesn't like that band doing that.
Nope.
Not gonna move if they don't.
Let's go out over.
So unsure. Oh my gosh, that's unreal.
With the sudden shifting of our rover, the elephants became startled and started moving forward faster. Matriarch was in the lead with her baby just behind her. But little did the baby know that there was a small ditch up ahead. Quite an unusual sight to see. Also amazing.
Now, did you get caught up underneath?
It's not every day you get to see a herd of elephants cross a man-made bridge. Who knows what else is in store for us? After speeding through the grasslands, we then came across a rare sight. 3 black rhinos out in the open. It appeared to be 2 adult females with 1 juvenile. The one that I'm assuming is the mother of the young had huge horns on her face. The second horn was actually longer and larger than the first.
So they could charge us at any time?
Because most of the time are solitary, so it's not safe in numbers.
Black rhinos are known to be very territorial and don't often stand out in the open like this, so this was quite a rare occasion that we were seeing.
Yeah, we're kind of bored.
The juvenile clearly sensed no threat from us, but his mother was still eyeing us down with those giant horns, so we decided to back off and continue our speedy journey down the savannah.
Going in the water.
Heading down this dirt road that seemed to continue on for miles varied in ruggedness, and it twisted and turned with the land itself, going up hills and sometimes down. I never thought we'd be moving this fast through the savannah, especially in the kind of vehicle that we were in. But you know, in Africa, there's a surprise around each turn. After what I can only describe as a flight through the grasslands, we finally made it to the campsite that we would be residing at for the next 8 days. Lewa Safari Camp.
I guess we're here.
Thank you.
I can say without a doubt that this has got to be the most beautiful campsite I've ever laid my eyes on. The buildings seem to be made of wood and logs from the savannah itself, with thatched roofs to complete the African flair. It is so bright and colorful here, as well as lively. The weaver birds were singing their songs and taking baths in the pool. The flowers were vibrant, and just the smell of the air itself was very nice and welcoming. Talk about being in paradise.
The cactus is growing through this tree here. It's really amazing. Hey, little birdie. And, you know, the one thing to take note is that it's like beautiful, pristine landscape everywhere. It's just, I mean, look at that over there. It's just amazingly, it's like being in heaven for me. I never want to leave. I mean, just look at those mountains. Look at those mountains over there. Oh man, you can never get enough of the African landscape. It's just unlike anything you could ever imagine in any sort of environment. I mean, look at this. I get my own acacia tree right next to my tent. Oh, it's very nice. Very nice indeed. And it's just absolutely beautiful. Look at this glamping. It's called glamorous camping. I don't know why I'm showing you the toilets or the everything. I mean, look, it's netted so no bugs get in the bathroom, and it's like a separate tent in the bedroom as well. I should really zip this up before any insects decide to make home here. But yeah. Okay, so this looks like the rover station.
After we settled in and got our belongings into our huts, we then headed out to explore the land some more. Past a watering hole, we came across a big bull white rhinoceros. Being that Lewa is home to over 120 rhinoceroses, both black and white, of course we would come across a white rhinoceros as well as black rhinoceroses, with their distinctive wide upper lips. The name white rhino was actually a misunderstood name. It was really supposed to be the German word weit, meaning wide, hence their wide upper lip, but was misinterpreted by the English explorers. So that's why the white rhino is known as such to this day. We then came across a herd, I mean flock of ostriches crossing the road in front of us. This flock has juveniles that are just now starting to grow in their adult feathers, right on the cusp of adulthood. The sunlight sure does play a major role in making everything look so bright and vibrant. Africa is like a rainbow of natural colors. One thing to take note here is the abundance of zebras Lewa has. We saw two kinds today, the Grant's and Grevy zebras. A way to tell the difference between them is that the Grant zebra has very wide stripes that connect around the belly, and the Grevies have very thin pinstripes that end just before the belly. Luckily, these two species were grazing right next to one another, so it was pretty easy to tell who's who. final encounter of the day was a lone lioness walking down a dirt road. We weren't sure where she was heading, but she was really cool to see up close. She also had a tracking collar on her, indicating that she is a monitored research animal of great importance. She must be a successful breeder who has had many cubs in the past. Well, another great day in Africa done, and another great adventure accomplished. Until the next entry, this is Ian, signing off.
That looked like it looked like Mufasa for like a split second.
Oh no, thank you. I got some.
Now it sort of just it looks like a baboon or something now.